Hello, my name is Celeste, and I'm here with the band Gnosis. Now, to get started with our first question, the I guess album slash EP of Within Without, it explores duality in its title. What does this contrast represent philosophically and emotionally to the band?
Yeah, so I can take this one. This concept of as within, so without is a an alchemy concept that basically means that the way that we feel and our emotions and what we think end up shaping our reality and the way that we see the world and our reality around us. And that's the concept that we wanted to uh, create in music form, and we have been thinking about for a long time, ever since we began recording and composing this album for like 2 or 3 years now. And so yeah, basically we took that concept and we tried to shape it into sound and put it in also the lyrics. So this album has both songs that reflect the inner sufferings and also our frustrations with the world around us, and some songs also have both of them. So this is just our way to reflect that concept in music form.
Yeah, no, I think that's great. It's really interesting to get people's different takes on their ideas of frustration and stuff like that in their own perspective. Um, Now the album opens with an instrumental. Um, I'm not gonna try and pronounce it because I don't want to butcher the name of the track. But why did you choose to begin the record in this way? And I guess what atmosphere were you trying to aim or establish?
Yeah, so this intro was, I think, maybe the one of the first or songs that we recorded, because I mean the recording process of this album was not linear at all, because we had a lot of songs that we recorded a long time ago, and then we lost all the recordings because we've been doing this at our homes, so it's been a very difficult process, but we have been learning. But yeah, this is one of the first songs, and the idea was basically we wanted something really atmospheric and really like uh, just with some just guitars, and then just have like a voice like really suffering, and that depressive suicidal black metal vibe that we really wanted to capture for the intro of the album with those screams. And I think that we captured that nicely to then enter in the second song more with some more impact. So yeah, this track sets the tone for the atmospheric vibe that we can see in a lot of different songs of the album. And yeah, for the title, yeah, it's difficult to pronounce because it's a lot of words in Portuguese, but it's an excerpt from one one book by a very famous Portuguese author, and it basically means that if there was more world, it's a little weird translated, but the phrase in its all is if there was more world, we would reach it. So if there was more world outside of us, like outside of ourselves, then we will surely conquer it. And yeah, this is what we want to achieve with this album, with this message.
Yes, and if I can just add to what you were saying, throughout the album we have these calm instrumental parts, and just like we were talking before about the as within, so without, as above, so below. That's a hermetic principle, the principle of correspondence. And there's also another hermetic principle, which is the principle of rhythm, which is about everything having like a tide flowing in and out of existence. And so the instrumental throughout the album also reflects that, with moments where everything falls back and then comes in full force. That happens throughout.
That's great. Yeah, no, I think it's really interesting, and thank you for sharing like the meaning behind it and how it kind of correlates with the what the band is aiming to do. Now for the next question, more, I guess, going along with the sound. Now there's definitely like a blend of like black metal with some other elements. Maybe like metalcore, just some other elements in there. How do you balance the aggression and melody without losing identity?
Um, yeah, so I mean this album, and to clarify, this is an album, so it doesn't have too many songs, but I think we see it as an album rather
Mhm.
than an EP. Um, this is we before that we have released I think three singles, and but this album is our work that most reflects the our sound. So I think that before then before that we never were able to really achieve the Gnosis sound that we were searching for some time, but now we have, and this is a very I think a typical mix of some genres and sounds and vibes, but it's just what we think that resonates with us because sometimes we are listening to our songs and then we were like I want to listen to some more stuff similar to it, but I just can't seem to find it because I think it just mixes a lot of unusual I think genres and subgenres that I think that's what makes it stand out. And yeah, as you said, it definitely has a lot of black metal in it. We have different influences in the band. I myself, I really like black metal, depressive suicidal black metal as well, such as Shining, Life Lover. We also have our vocalist, which comes from a more metalcore, deathcore
Mm.
background, and you can tell from some vocals that um, really, I think, come from that vibe. And yeah, our other guitarist Shunya, also here in this call, he also works with a lot of production, like psytrance and that type of stuff. So we have just all types of um, different individuals from different musical backgrounds, just trying to make a solid piece of music that resonates with everyone. And I think that we were able to achieve it with this album.
That's great. Yeah. I kind of I think it's nice that there's like a blend of like all of that kind of coming in together as like one piece to make this. Um, Now for the next question, now there are tracks like Lightbringer, and also Demerge, which definitely suggests like strong esoteric and Gnostic symbolism. Now, I guess how deeply does this philosophy influence your writing?
Yeah. So most of the lyrics of this album were written by me,
Mhm.
and I feel like I feel like a lot of the lyrics just came from just like a deep place of pouring out thoughts and frustrations that I was feeling at the time I wrote them, as I described earlier. So I think that I didn't have to make a very big effort to try to match it with esoteric symbolism or anything. It just I think it ended up just matching it. So um, I don't know, like for instance, the Lightbringer song is we try to make a really like cosmic and almost like I don't want to say like
Enigmatic.
yeah, yeah, for sure. And again, we never thought like, okay, so this I want to write about this, and I will write the lyrics about demiurge or about whatever. We just it's I just wrote what I was feeling, and then we tried to see how it fit with the Gnostic view and
Hmm.
reality. So
Okay, great. Yeah, no, definitely. Um, Sometimes we might not even realize like there can be additional interpretations or stuff like that. So that's interesting. And I guess compared to your earlier singles like Desolate and Umbra, How do you feel like your songwriting evolved on this full length?
Yeah, honestly, I think it evolved greatly, not only on a musical perspective, but also on just the way that we work on the songs and record them. And so this album was for the other singles. I think it was more it. How can I say this? Maybe because we wrote them during lockdown at the time, so it was more like I wrote guitars and lyrics, and then the drummer 1,000 miles away recorded the drums for it, and then the vocals, and then we just went to studio and recorded it. But for this album, we were all like almost all together at the same time, just making the songs. So I think it's much more personal, and I feel like the compositions as well are more, as I said, reflect more the type of music that we listen to and we want to make right now. Because I don't think I would make another Umbra, for instance, or another Leaf, which is our second single, because that reflects what I was listening and I think feeling at the time, and I think we are constantly evolving. So yeah.
Yeah, we were
Yes,
doing like music a bit more metalcore, for example, like Umbra is a little bit more metalcore, and then we started to create. I think the first one it was Ode to the Void, and then it has done like a click, like this is the type of music that we want to do in our first album. So it started with Ode to the Void, then we started with Noite, and which is also a Portuguese name for night. And then we started with Lightbringer, Star Eater, and then we got back another time into Ode to the Void. We changed it a bit because it was a bit more like Umbra. It was we done it at the same time we done Umbra and Desolate, for example, and then we changed it a bit, and we finally found what we are comfortable doing, the genre that we want, something different, something that is not metalcore, but is not only black metal. And we like a lot when people don't know where Gnosis fits in, because people try to put it in a box, and for me it's very important that people don't know where to put it. It's like it's something different, new, and that for me and for all the our bandmates, it's very important.
yes. Let me just add a little thing to this. I also think that when an album comes out, there's always this thing. Probably every artist or group has this. If they like us, are always searching for the sound. Uh, when the album comes out for the listeners, we're just presenting this for the first time. But for us, this is something that has been a process for the past months, years. So we develop a lot and we evolve and uh, we get closer to our sound through that. So I also always feel that when when the things come out, we're already on the next step presently, thinking about how it's going to relate to our next release and making the new songs.
Yeah, I think that's good. And I appreciate all like the thoughts that you guys have as far as like you don't really want to fit in a box or kind of just thinking forward more than just like at the present. Now the production feels expansive but intimate at the same time. Now, I guess was it intentional to reflect more of like the within versus the without concept?
For sure. I think that happens for a reason because while the production I think is I mean the album sounds good. It doesn't sound like the true black metal early recordings, and that's mainly thanks to our other guitarist Shunya, which produced the album. Um, while it sounds really good, we did everything. As I said, it's all homemade, so it was done inside our homes with our with our own equipment, which is not the best, but I think that gives it a very intimate sound, and I think that for our first project, this is the only way that we wanted to do it because we recorded our first singles, all in studios, so outside of our houses, and we could never really achieve the sound that we wanted, and the sessions were very impersonal, so they were just like, yeah, this sounds good, let's keep going. But I'm like, this does not sound exactly like I wanted it to. So yeah, the fact that we recorded it ourselves made it take like triple the time because we are still learning, but we learned a lot through this process. But it made it possible so that it sounds exactly how we wanted to, and at the same time, because we learned so much and we really want to make this sound good, I think we allowed the album to have a really nice and as you said, I think expensive production. I don't know how you said it,
Mhm.
but I think that's because we have a lot of atmosphere, a lot of soundscape, and I think that's one of the most important parts of the album because we really wanted to give it a full sound, like almost a cinematic experience.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and
Yes.
one thing that is very difficult to do at home is like the drums, because you have to get a lot of equipment, and preferably good equipment, and we don't have that good equipment, so it was a bit difficult, but we managed to do it, and I enjoyed it a lot to make the things all at home, and we are looking forward to continue doing it, I think, and like in the next album, getting better equipment to make it sound even better.
Yeah, no, it's definitely a lot of bands, obviously they focus on like evolving more with each album and sound and stuff like that. So that'll be interesting to hear. Now I guess because of where you guys are, we usually almost always ask just because we talk to so many different people around the world. Now obviously where you guys are in Portugal, it is has like a unique cultural and musical heritage. Do any of, I guess, like the traditional elements or locational elements shape your compositions at all?
That's a very good question, and definitely. So we have a very deep musical heritage here in Portugal, and also obviously cultural and everything else, literary. Uh, and we wanted to really try to fit that in our sound in this album. So that's why we have a lot of songs with Portuguese names on it. And also we have our first single, Noite, which is I think is one of the best tracks in the album, at least for me. Um, it has a whole segment with a Portuguese poem being like a spoken word through that section, and that's also for one of Portugal's most famous authors, Fernando Pessoa, and we wanted to use that as a way to honor our literary heritage, and we also want to make to use the traditional Portuguese sounds in our music in our music and albums. For this album, we could not. I mean, we did not end up doing that much. We wanted to make like that. There's a music genre in Portugal called fado, which is a very traditional type of music where there's usually one person singing and two guitars, and there's one of them is a traditional guitar called the Portuguese guitar, which has like 12 strings and it has a very specific, very full sound. And we really wanted to do it, but we didn't know anyone who had it, and they are very expensive, so we could not ended up using it. But I myself in that song, the Noite song, almost tried to make a similar sound to it on the lead guitar in the spoken word section. But definitely, we really want to, in the next projects, be able to make more references, musical references, and even maybe collaborations with some Portuguese artists to try to make the sound more unique and more and respect our roots. And just to finish, the fact that we all live in cities near the river and near the sea also shaped the sound of the album in the way that we wanted a lot to evoke that wave, as Shunya said, also with the wave symbology. The album begins and ends with the sound of waves. So the intro starts with the sound of waves coming in and out, and the album also ends the same sound. So we wanted to put the album with that atmosphere of just the river that's a big part of our day-to-day lives and surely influences the way that we see the world and we make music. So yeah.
Wow, that was really beautiful, and interesting, especially because obviously with different parts of the world, like not many people may be aware of it or even explore it at all. So that was really nice to hear, and I hope you guys obviously will, but it'll be interesting to hear more of this like homage paying. Um, Now moving on, Ode to the Void, I guess closes the album with an intense atmosphere. What message or feeling did you want listeners to leave with?
Yeah, I can also answer this one. Uh, Ode to the Void is a very heavy song, not only in the like musical sense, but in the also the lyrical sense because it's about suicide. And it's a personal song as well because I wrote it talking about a friend of mine who committed suicide. So it basically tries to channel that the conflict that goes in someone's head when they're confronted with the idea of ending their lives. So it just begins with a very strong uh, first part, very heavy with just that chaotic feeling and those ideas that rush through someone's mind and the panic and just not knowing what to do. And then we have a sample. We sampled Alan Watts, which we wanted to do for a long time, and we found the perfect like a speech that he did about suicide. And we thought it was perfect because it just bridges the two different parts of the song. And then we come in with the second part of the song, which is much more melodical, but I think it's perfect to finish off the album because it just I think it wraps up everything nicely and is very it's like a climax as well, not only for the song but also for the album in itself. So yeah.
Yes. And I just the the meaning of the quote and the harmonic difference between the first part and the second part, I think give a very powerful conclusion to this heavy subject we're talking about. And if you really search the meaning in Alan Watts' words, you can find a sort of answer or solution to this inner conflict that may arise.
Oh yeah, for sure. And that's really a good meaning for it and stuff like that. And obviously some bands, not all, they'll end with like the heavier note, so it's really nice to hear. Now, being an independent band, what are some of the challenges and freedoms that you experienced while making and producing this album?
Okay. Yeah, that's a good question as well. So I think freedoms for sure we made just whatever the hell we wanted to. So I'm sure that there are some songs or some sections that some labels or some some maybe some people would not really want because I mean like there are some intros like the intro for Within is very just industrial vibes. It's very out of the box, and I don't know if we were with the label, someone would let us do that, honestly. But we just were, man. I mean, this sounds cool, and I think we just want to mind fuck people with this weird intro. So yeah, we did that, and just a lot of different stuff as well. Like we the fact that we could just do things our way was very important for our first album. And as for the struggles, yeah, of course, the as for us as a band that's just beginning, it's always a struggle to sometimes just promote our stuff and find or gigs or to reach the right people with our sound. But I mean, we've been making use of the tools of today's technology. We have been sponsoring our stuff the way we can, and I mean it has been going really good actually because we are reaching a lot of different people which seem to be resonating with our sound, which is great to see and hear. And but yeah, it has been a unique experience for sure. And as I said, I think for our first album, this is the best way, the only way we wanted to do it because at least we know that we did things exactly the way we wanted to. But yeah, it's been a journey.
Definitely. Yeah, no. I think definitely having that creative freedom is nice. And you said it really well as far as like because of like modern technology, like you can reach out to more people, which people have talked about like, oh, there are new bands coming out all the time and stuff like that. Da da da. But I think it's good that you're reflecting it more on like a positive note. Like it's good to reach out to more people than you would have maybe in the past. Um, so yeah, and now as a final question, where can people find your music and what are your future plans?
So our new album and all of our singles are currently in every streaming platform. So Spotify, Apple Music, Tidal, so on. You can search for Gnosis within without the name of our album. So that's within slash without. And you can listen to it there. We are also on YouTube. So yeah, and well, we have all of the we are on all of the biggest social media platforms as well. So you can follow us there and see what we are up to. We are currently trying to book a lot of shows. We are trying to put our album out there so people can listen to it and see our show, which is a very cinematic experience as well,
Mm.
a very theatrical sh show because we have a lot of props and candles, and it's really just it's unique, I think. And yeah, we are trying to do a lot of shows just to get the album out there. And yeah, for the next step, I think, I mean, we are ready to get back in the studio already, as Shunya was saying, because we have been listening to this album for a really long time, and we we really want to get back to creating music and getting the juice out there for people to listen as well.
Yes. And we'll, I mean, we'll be, we're already making new songs and we'll be releasing new stuff for sure. As Ilas was saying, all of us individually are musicians that do different things, and in all our different projects, we're all actively trying to release new tracks, making new projects with different artists. Most of my stuff is under Shunya, but for example, our vocalist Dota also has some other artist names releasing very different genres of music as well, and our Ilas also um, has done a lot of music with Portuguese artists, even more known ones, playing guitar. I don't know. They can shout themselves out, and if they want, not gonna say their artist names, but yeah, you can keep an eye out for further releases in Gnosis and related. Not very good English, sorry.
No, that's well put, and yeah, we have a lot of stuff going individually, but just by following our band account, you can see that we have a lot of stuff happening, and you can, I mean, we are pretty active in the social media. That's thanks to mainly Archon, which is our social media master, and he makes sure that every day we have content so that
Yeah.
we keep some engagement because as I said before, we have to make use of the tools of today's technology just to reach as many people as possible. So yeah, we are really working on that as well.
We have also a Bandcamp account where people can find and support us by getting our merch and our physical album. And we are doing a lot of stuff, as Ayla said. We are currently doing a video clip for Noit, and will be released soon. So it's important to get stay tuned. And a lot of things are coming too. So we will not stop posting things. And we are currently, as Shune and Ayla said, working on our next project.
Awesome. Well, thank you guys so much. It was nice to chat with you all, and kind of learn more about your music. But yeah, definitely go check them out. And thank you so much. I wish you guys the best of luck in your future endeavors.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.